together?
I'll start with Sam and Amelia. Samelia. I was never a big fan. Hey, it kind of all you have to do is add yes. I was never a big fan of it.
So would it be Disa?
Disa. Or Lean. Yassine. I was never a big fan of it. I understand why the writers needed to do it, but I think the writers actually wanted to set it up to fail. It's another way of telling a story about how the brothers did need to be loyal to each other, is by putting them in other situations where you get to see it's not giving them happiness. You know, Sam wasn't happy with Amelia, and Leanne is awesome. She's a doll, and she's a great actress. I had a fun time with her. It wasn't her fault at all. That's the way it was written. It was written to kind of be a false attempt again at having a real life, like with Jessica. So I think that was an important story to tell.
I think there were similarities to it. I think that it was, it was an attempt to show the audience that these guys can never truly be outside of the world that they live in. They can try, and they can try to have relationships with people and protect them from the things that they know, but in the end, it's always destined to fail. So I think both Disa and Samelia were necessary to show that these guys can't stop or can't leave the supernatural world, and so here we are.
You know what? It was really hard, and this is not an aspect. I think since our characters have been so different each and every season, we've played all the aspects. The hardest part for me to play, Jared, is when Sam is not there for his brother, because that's something that I mean, not just guys like Jensen's like a brother to me, but I also have a brother. I know what it's like to be a brother, and I know what it's like to have that loyalty to a family member or to a friend. And so that's always a tough part to play, where you got to kind of turn yourself off. But I guess I understand it.
And the hardest part about playing Dean is accepting that. I would say that in the same vein as that, one of the situations that I found very difficult to play was whenever Sam is not Sam.
Yeah.
And Dean is having to relate to his brother that isn't truly there. Or, when he, possesses the angel, or Soulless Sam, or Demon Blood Sam, or, pick a Sam.
All the time.
But I would say it's increasingly difficult for me to play Dean relating to his brother when his brother is not his brother. And that's very difficult, because we've been playing brothers for so long that it's a very natural thing for us to do, and when you take that away from us, it becomes unnatural or super.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm playing with my daughter now. So. And then she'll just do this. That's the majority. That's the biggest reaction I get is. And I try to scare the crap out of her, and I'll just be like, sneak up, and I'll be like, ah! She's almost one, and she says.
That's weird, because
I'm like, she's gonna make the best date in a horror movie, because the guy is gonna scream and she's gonna be like, you're an idiot.
which is strange, because
As long as it's not Tom, she's going on a date with. Or Shep.
Tom is actually, Tom is 2 right now, and he's starting to get scared of everything. we were in London, and we took him to the Natural History Museum in London, and there's a butterfly exhibit, as y'all know. And he would wake up in the morning and go, see butterfly, see butterfly. And we're like, okay, we'll see butterflies again. And then as soon as you get to the Butterfly Museum, butterflies fly around and he's going, ah!
Well, it doesn't help when you're doing the same thing.
Because I was scared. I was running around screaming.
Bestiest.
All right, you business right here.
Thank you, thank you. You should have seen me. Cállate. How do you say it in italiano? ¿Cómo se dice?
Thank you. No.
Sorry.
You should have seen him yesterday. I'm not kidding. This was alright. I'm so glad that we don't. He'll get there. He's got to warm up. I'm so glad that we don't like Instagram or do any of that stuff because the two of us sitting in a hair salon yesterday, while I'm sitting there watching him get his locks and just falling to the ground,
Like Forrest,
questioning my purpose in life and why the hell I was there.
what was it called? Carlo Pino? Carla Pino? Carla Pino?
I don't know why we have to say it with an Italian accent, but
We digress. How are you?
anyway. Yeah, he cut all his hair off, so it got swept into the trash somewhere. Somebody's selling it on eBay, I'm sure. Yeah, I would say like there's a lot of different examples of kind of friendship that he and I have off camera, and one comes to mind just about a week ago. I get a text message from him. He's in England, and I'm in New York, and he's like, hey, I need you to send Tom a video because he keeps asking about Uncle Jensen. So I had to sit down and make a little video to Tom, and then I sent it to him, and that was it. Like, you know, I was like, well, that's pretty rare, I think, but pretty cool for a buddy of mine who's an ocean away to be like, hey, I need you to send a video to my son because he keeps asking about you.
Uncle Jensen. Shut up, Tom. Uncle Jensen.
I will take you to see the butterflies if you don't shut up. So anyway, that's it's a pretty cool friendship, and I think we're both very, very proud of it. So.
I mean, Jensen and I were talking to each other yesterday at dinner, and we looked around, and we have all these buddies, Richard and Rob and Ty and Sebastian and Osric and Jason, I mean, everybody. We looked around, and we were like, this is amazing. Like, this is I remember 10 years ago going into a room with Jensen and the 30 most powerful people at Warner Brothers who would become our bosses and going like, I hope we get the role. And now we're looking around, we're in Rome, we're talking to people about life and love and the show, and so I'm really grateful, and I think I just try to not lose sight of that.
Thank you.
I would totally clap with you, but it's not like this. John, I think Sam should be searching for Dean, figuring out what happened, what went wrong, and where his brother is. My favorite part of Sam is when he gets to be a good, loving brother. And so we saw Sam in the finale admit to Dean, like, listen, man, I love you. I was lying this whole time because my feelings were hurt. But you're my brother. So I hope Sam follows through with that kind of feeling and that impetus. And I hope a lot of Sam is trying to get his brother back. You know, I watched an episode last night, 2 nights ago rather. After I watched the finale, so I hadn't seen the finale until 2 nights ago, and I went to iTunes and I downloaded it. And then when I went to iTunes on my iPad, I realized that I had some other shows from some other seasons. And one of my favorite scenes that I really feel encapsulates Sam, even today, is from season 3, from an episode called Fresh Blood. And there's a scene where Dean is kind of acting tough and doing this and that, and Sam says, hey, just be my brother. Okay? I don't need you to be... Just cause. Yeah, just cause. That's right. You've seen it before. But he's one of my favorite things. And so you know what I'm talking about. So like it's one of my favorite. As Jared and as Sam, it's one of my favorite moments for Sam Winchester in 195 episodes. And so I hope Sam gets a little bit back of that, where he just wants his brother back. So that's what I hope.
My question is, obviously bicycle touring had a big part in you getting the role of Castiel.
Yes.
And Dax had a big part in Jensen getting the role of Dean.
No question.
Other than wrestling, this obviously wasn't on Jared's resume. What do you think would be on it if there was one?
Did you ever have, do you remember ever having a resume that had like the special skills section on it?
Yes.
Because that was the killer.
The killer.
Yeah.
Whose did we just see? It was like kickboxing, modeling, football, rollerblading, football.
Football twice.
Doubling up on football. I did. I think mine probably said rollerblading. I said football, basketball.
Bicycle touring?
Not bicycle touring.
Lame.
Not even acting on camera. But I don't know. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what else I would have. You have it? You have mine?
No, don't give him ours. Unbelievable.
Sure you can.
You have Jared hair, huh?
He had Sam hair.
I look exactly the same.
All right, Jensen Ackles. Beach volleyball, still number one. Let's watch Top Gun. Beach volleyball, snowboarding, snow and water skiing, jet skiing, boogie boarding.
Yes, bicycling.
Yeah, but not bicycle touring. Ice skating, track, dance, sing. That's not bad. All right. That's not bad.
You got ice skating too.
But do you necessarily need to put jet skiing? Can't everybody like get on a jet ski?
Can't everyone get on a bicycle? Do you know anyone who doesn't know how to ride a bike?
I don't. I guess Tom and Chef. Does anybody here not know how to ride a bike? I have a friend who does bicycle tours. I should introduce you to him.
In light of the recent events, who would you say is more clumsy, Jared or Jensen?
I will point out one thing. I got up completely healthy, and I did not dislocate my shoulder. I would also like to point out one thing that some people were like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Jared's like trying to protect him." No, Jared was going to stab me because I fell down, and he was like, "Ha ha ha ha!" Like, you can't see him laughing, but he's actually like, "Ah!" And then he's still laughing like. Emotional scene, going back. Probably having to deal with Jared weeping on my shoulder for like 3 or 4 takes. That was, it's just, you know, here's the thing. When you get into a scene and somebody has to go that far, it's hard not to go with them a bit. And so, you know, and I think Jared and I have anytime there's a heavy-handed emotional scene for one person, the other person tries to give as much emotion for them to play off of as possible. And when you see Jared go that far, it's hard for me not to get a lot of residual of that. And so that was a pretty heavy one for this season, and I'm sure it was probably pretty heavy for you guys as well to watch the big moose score 2.